I'm the voice in your head. No, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm joking. Am I the only one who hears this, or do you hear the monsoon? Like, I don't hear anyone. I hear voices in my head. Do you hear them? No? I mean, I'm going crazy. That's it. I know. I don't practice it very much, or not recently lately of my internship, but I may going crazy. But like, at least voices in your head. I don't know. Didn't you hear a whisper? Aren't you? I hear lots of whispers. Maybe I'm crazy. But welcome to a game simply known as the test. This recently popped up on my YouTube feed and I was like, oh yeah, I should play this. I know a lot about this test, and this test is like designed to actually unlock a deep part of your consciousness. So it's really deep, meaningful thinking, like would you do this, would you do that, and it's not one series of games. There are 3 versions who all go on of previous versions in this series. I'm gonna say it in the beginning, I'm gonna say it in the end. If you like what you see, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you want me to play the second one and the third one. Why do I say like, comment and subscribe so that I know that I'm in a good way and want to see more. Also, game is in the, at the top of the description if you want to play it for yourself. I highly recommend you do. This test is, like I said, designed not primarily to scare you or something. Maybe because I hear a lot of whispers in my head. I'm saying that I'm going crazy. Or she's saying that I'm going crazy. A dragon of mine. In a time. But, so, go with a journey on me as you unlock my deepest consciousness of my... Wait, that's how you pronounce it? And I had to use desktop thing, so... I had to use desktop things. Consciousness. Can you pronounce this? Conscious. Oh, you're... Go with me on the journey to unlock my deepest parts of my conscious and see what's like ahead. Because this test is, as I said earlier, not to be taken lightly. So, I don't know what if they're like are really deep, meaningful questions, but you be warned. I'll warn you, game doesn't do it, but I do it. You know what that means? If I do it, and I know I'm in a Christmas dress, and I know, but it's around November, December when this released, so let me be festive. I record these in September, so that you know. I'm already Christmas mood, September-wise. I'd be like, I really be like, you know, skip Adam, skip September or November and October, and let me get to December to Christmas. I want you let me be festive. I expect to see more Christmas festive themed videos, for me festive themed around November and December at least. I don't know if I will do January, but with that, let's start our little test. This is gonna be a long video, so grab some popcorn, take a drink, and who do we have? What did I think you should clean. Nah, never mind. Do what you want. Now, in order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. I should have got some water. Think about it. You will be asked a series of questions, and you must answer them honestly. Now, when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them. Answer them with truth, even if it's that hard to face. I can't even speak anymore after like a long turn of internship day. We all want to be good people. We really want to admit our faults, grievances, or mistakes. Isn't how that people are watching, but okay. Why is it saying help? Is it saying help here? But you must decide what you truly want. Do you want this to work properly? Do you want the truth about yourself, your destiny in this world? Or would you rather live a lie just to hide from yourself? I always feel like, I'm gonna say, I always feel that we're like put on this planet with a reason, or everything happens with a reason. Because be silly that like I also could be like, no, I'm not gonna be transgender, or don't get those thoughts, you know. I always could ignore like my lesbian fantasies that I had when I just moved on my own, and never would have been this bad. I also could that day that like my friend asked me to stream on Twitch my gameplay so she could watch. I could say no, I'm busy. I would never been, if I will say no, then I would never have led up to this. So this is why I believe everything has a meaning. So. Process is very simple in theory. Just answer a long series of questions. What's difficulty is self-analyzing your own psyche to evaluate the truth in your own mind and life so that you can predict your future. You see, as long as you're honest with these questions and answers, you'll be able to see your own future here. This will tell you things you already know, but don't necessarily know that you know. As long as the answers you provide to questions are at 100% honest and truth, this process will simply unlock a part of your mind that you do not have natural access to. That's weird. This isn't psychic. This isn't a personality test. This is simply nature. This is you. This is your own mind. It's the mind of a transgender girl, which is simply nature taking its course. This is the human brain at work, unlocking hidden truths within itself. While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this answer depends on the circumstances. Create your own circumstances in your mind and answer the questions with a simple yes or no as you see fit. You may not understand nor realize it, but your mind will develop the situation required to answer your question the way it needs to be answered. I invite you to grab a drink of water, sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. I told you, it's gonna be a long one. We're about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you are a willing participant, you will be unlocking some substantial information today. Here we go. So I grabbed something to drink. Oh, what? What? I give you 5 seconds. Okay, maybe 1 minute. But I like to, and while we wait for those people to grab a drink, I still honestly believe, and we put on the plan for a reason, but also I honestly believe that I still believe that everything happens with a reason. Like I said, I actually started streaming purely because a friend of mine asked me, hey, back then, Justin, can you stream your gameplay? My laptop broke on Twitch so that I can watch it and we can be in call together. I was like, sure, one evening can be. But my other friends came up and be like, Justin, when you're streaming, or Elise, when you're streaming, can you do it next time with FaceTime? I was like, yeah, no, what, sure, once can be okay, And I basically streamed once with facecam, and I actually enjoyed it so much. It was also the start of the Corona time. And basically, it was for my connection to outer world, and my friends helped me grow, and I was like, I like this. But that isn't, that's a choice, which an example, this is a reason why I believe that everything happens with a reason. Maybe I was destined to be an online entertainer or an online content creator. I also could simply have said no that day and would never start streaming and would never be here. If you get the situation, the picture. I also could be yes to my friend that asked for since her laptop broke, and no to my other friends. There's the simple mind decisions that be that's why I believe everything happens with a reason. Are there people who wanted a drink and something to eat back? Good, we can start with the test. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated fairly? Ugh. I saw a question pop up lately. Wait. Can I do this? Yeah, let me be here. So that you can read the question too. I will probably be weird. But I saw a question recently, which actually sparked my mind. And I want to ask you guys and girls. Do you believe every unfair person who done terribly things deserves death? I was like, of course, some people do deserve death, but it's not to us. It's not to us, normal people, to preserve who gets death and who doesn't. We have a judgment system for that, and I know that's not fair in every country, and some countries are corrupt and some aren't. But I still believe, and that's why I hate one thing such as people who hunt down child predators online and let's invite them and then we're make fun of them. that's not up to you. I know that those child predators and just child pedophiles are doing bad things, but it's up to judgment to take care of that. So, I also believe that everyone deserves at least a second chance. Some people probably not, so I'll probably say no to this question because I am an honest girl, and I do believe kind-hearted that everyone has a good side, but some people, even most people deserve a second chance, but I simply don't think that everyone deserves a second chance. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's what I do believe. Everyone should always be treated equally. And that's why I also believe everyone deserves a second chance. So that you can be treated equally. Like, some people, of course, have done terrible things. But I still believe that everyone deserves a second chance and should be treated as the same equally. No matter if you're a woman, no matter if you're trans, no matter if you're lesbian, no matter if you're bi, no matter if you're gay, no matter if you're black, no matter if you're white. Everyone deserves a fair and equal chance. Yeah, I do. Have you ever invented anything? You wanna know a funny story? If it counts. In our family we actually have three Christmas Day. I come from a family from 9 kids. My mother has 9 kids. And basically, I was sitting one day by my dad with my with 2 little brothers. We were visiting and we were a weekend there, so we had like a few days. I was gaming and I hear one of my brothers talk to my dad and my stepmom. Since my mother and dad are, divorced. And I heard talk to him like I heard her talk about like Christmas days, ironically, Christmas days. And I heard my dad say, yeah, son, if your mother celebrates Christmas second day, those go to their boyfriends on first Christmas day, their boyfriend or girlfriend on second Christmas day. When do I celebrate Christmas then with you guys and girls? With my daughters and sons. I ironically joking said, celebrate it on Christmas Eve and call it Zero's Christmas Day. We did it. And now we celebrate a few years already Zero Christmas Day. So I technically invented a new holiday in our family. It's not a worldwide holiday, but it's like I invented a family tradition. I don't think that's meant with this. Yeah, that's like the circumstances where she's talking about. Like, I think it's inventing of a machine, but I do say yes because I think it counts as invented. Do you believe that you are worth someone's time investment? Yeah. I'm a person, I played, when this came out, I played in my, what is it? Wait, let me double check. I want the recordings. Yeah, in my 3 scary games 56. Was that 56? Let me double check. Yeah. I played this game called Static Showtime. And the game was was a game that heavily goes with on the heavy mental health subject. And I truly deserve that everyone has someone in their life who wants to take their time and attention to you. On the concept of love. Or as we call it. We all have a soul partner on this planet. There's always someone. There's always someone on this planet. Besides your soul partner who's willing to listen to you, even if you have trouble with your mental health, or on the more controversial topic, and taking their time in investment to help you get better. So yes, I do think I'm worth of someone's time invested. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it would be. For example, I could have been a person whose time investment it could be like one of my colleagues on internship. It could be someone I saw on the train station. You never know. But I do think there is always someone who takes their time and investment into you. Would you consider yourself to be open-minded? Ooh. This is a broad question. I'm gonna leave, the relationship part out and slowly only go to people, because if we do relationship people, more at the point of recording, doubting what my true sexuality is. Because I'm busy with that. But besides people, yeah, of course, like every human has that. We all judge someone within 2 or 4 seconds. I do that too. But I'm still, I'm introverted, so I won't step to someone on my own. How do you call that? Out of myself, I won't step to someone new and be like, hey, you look cute, or hey, you look good. You wanna talk, if I see a girl that looks good, for example. So, in that case, I'm not too open-minded. But, if someone would ask me something, I won't hesitate to be like, for example, I have earphones in and listening to music, so I can't hear you. Of course, if some homeless people come bother me, I will quickly say no. But I do tend to be like, okay, I will listen to you, and from that I will make a judgment. So I consider myself open-minded towards people. But I do sometimes have trust issues. Actually, no. Like I said earlier, I'm a kind-hearted girl. If you make it to my, I never trust you or I'm angry at you list, you've done quite something bad. So, in that point, if I do never trust you, that's not a trust issue, that's pure honest trust. Well, you could say that I have trust issues in, public transport. I always take a train earlier. If I can. Towards school, towards thing, or not so recently towards school, but if I go meeting with friends, I always take a train earlier if I can, because on that note I have trust. On that note, I have trust issues. I never trust public transport. It always happens. It never happens when you take a train earlier, the train before the planned train. If your train departs at 12:38 and you take the train from 12:08, yeah, that train never will get any issues or any delays. But if you take the train from 12:38. Yeah, then you will get delays, and that's why I have trust issues in public transport. So yeah, I do technically have trust issues, but not in people. More in the public transport. Oh, would you be right with living alone forever? I'm gonna be honest, and I think I said this earlier. I do miss, I'm so busy with sexuality since I'm a transgender girl. I want to date. But if you don't know who you're and we want to be with and what you ourselves, it's a bit trouble. I do miss, I honestly, you can say that I have you guys and girlfriend, but I do miss the fact that you have someone at home where you can talk to, how's your day been, what have you been doing, was it okay, or, for example, if you go grocery shopping together. So yeah, I do miss the +1, of being in a relationship. Well, I have been a girl who was introverted and been in a relationship but not for too long. So, but if you would take the question, if I would get in a relationship now and married to for example, go and become lesbians, and, get my transgender, live happily together to when I'm 60, 70, she will die earlier than me and I will live from my 70 to my 85 and die then on my own. Yeah. That I will accept that, because then you have to live with someone, and okay, you of course will be sad when my partner dies, but I will be from this moment onward live forever alone. No, I won't. I can't take that. I can't take that. I probably will be for a few years alone still, since I have school and dating, and I dated before. I've dated recently still, but so I know I won't be alright with that. If I will take it from this moment onward, from as of recording, living alone forever, no. I won't take that. Yeah, I know. We talked about giving people a second chance. Do I give always someone a benefit of the doubt? Let's say I meet a new person and that person comes up to me and I'm so mean to homeless people, now that I think about it. I never give them any money because yeah, and you wanna hear a funny story which always happens to me? I always get asked about spare change because I always walk to the train station, under the train station to the left, here to get to the grocery store. And since I walk with a grocery bag, the homeless people in the area always come to me because they assume I have chains on pocket. But I don't have chains on pocket. I only have a pin, a credit card, so I can only pin. So I will always say no, and most of them will do, and some of them will look at me So someone will like hear their story and will like still know, but I did never give them a chance. But if you like, yeah, I do said that I give people a second chance, and that is like a benefit of the doubt. If you would come to me and be like, for example, the trains still drive tomorrow. If you come to me now and say, hey, Elise, the trains are on public strike again tomorrow, I will doubt it and look it up. Actually. Because it affects me. So, I'm not always... no. I'm not always give someone the benefit of the doubt. Never need. You wanna hear a funny story? I don't dislike my own voice. It is of course weird when you hear it. You know, always you hear your voice in like a higher tone in your mind than actually on microphone. For you guys, it never changes how I sound. But if I listen to myself back on recordings, in the beginning I find it weird, but I've grown to learn to accept it, you know, as a content creator, because I'm listening a lot to my voice, and in the beginning it was weird, but you have to do it if you want to test a mic, want to test some recordings, want to do stuff, you have to listen to yourself. I do still find it a bit weird hearing myself, you know, do a cover and sing, but I'm starting to learn to accept that too. So no, I don't. And that's what the thing when I say. When I started doing covers on this channel, you know, Vocaloid covers, I find it so weird to hear myself sing. I find it so goddamn weird. But I've learned to accept it and get used to it. So no, I don't dislike the own sound of my voice. I actually like it, and you know, maybe with some like speaking training, I can change it, or some vocal training. But no. I wouldn't. Because you know what? Why? My voice makes me. This voice is Elise. If I would change it, it'd be like, na 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 na. Then be like, hey, that's Elise singing. If I would go to like vocal training and it sounds something like a pop star, they'd be like, huh? So no, I don't dislike the own sound of my voice. I do find it weird sometimes from time to time, but... Do you like the color blue more than the color black? Actually, no. I'm a colorful person. I would rather, if you give me like, for example, if you get the option to wear only blue shirts for the rest of your life, only black, I would choose blue. Blue has more color, and I'm actually a creative person. I want more color in my life. If you would like live, for example, give me only blue or black shirts, I would choose blue. If you want to choose me to live in a black room or in a blue, if you want to paint my bedroom only black or blue, I will say blue. I want color. Of course, black maybe goes better with some things, but I have black pants, you know. But I still like my blue pants better. I don't know, I'm more color, so... Yes, I'd like the color blue more than black. If you find money on the street and no one belongs to, would you give it back to them? Ooh. Honestly, it depends on the person who. Like, if I know someone and I hated that person, and no, I want to give it back. I will like stick, you know, go to hell. If you lost your money, it's your fault. But for example, if it's someone of my best friends, one of my best friends or my family, I would be like, hey, you lost this. Which I probably would look at me like, so. So no, I would not always, but if I hate you, then no. But if I if I hate you only. If I hate you, but I don't like hate like a little amount of people. So no. Yeah, I'm sure I want the answers to seek. Oh. No, I'm not afraid of spiders. Oh, that's actually not an interesting one. I have asked that also quite often in my Escape the Backrooms videos. If I would have the possibility to go into the backrooms, and the moment I die, you know, go back to real life, no, respawn in real life, as gamers say that, I will take it, otherwise I won't. Because I know damn well that if I would enter the backrooms, I will die within 10 minutes. If you watch my Escape the Backrooms videos, make sure to do it. If I would jump into molten lava if I wanted to catch, I don't think I even will. But the only possibility is there. But I still don't think I will do. Because you would jump, like, you could jump into it and get out of it and scatter it. But that doesn't bring the fact that you maybe take some molten lava with you, you know, in a pocket or something. I don't think your clothes will burn. Your clothes will burn. You'll be standing there naked, you know. You'll be standing there naked and that sort of stuff. So I know I won't do it. No, I actually won't consider myself fat. I want to actually consider myself even skinny. I should, like, I don't go to the gym, so I don't have muscles. I'm gonna be honest. But my grandfather had that something, and I think it's a gene in the family. We can eat all we want. I have like days, honestly, that I eat like maybe 3 or 4 candy bags in like 2 days, and I don't get any fat to me. I'm not getting any fatter. Maybe it helps that I'm like walk to like the train station, take a lot of steps every day, you know, walk a lot instead of taking the bike or going by a car. So I'm not consider so that's why I'm consider myself even skinny, not fat. Charisma. Wait, let me. I forgot what charisma means. Did I type it right? Oh, you mean you're attractive? Oh, if I have to judge by other people. It's kind of hard one that I have to say. You know? I have a lot of, like, recently transgender female charisma. People do a lot stand to me, be like, is he a transgender girl? Is he a transgender girl? No. No, I do get a lot of stare off recently, so you could say in the last 6 months that I'm a transgender girl that I've got a lot of charisma. But on all lifetime, no. If you consider like staring to people charisma, like attractiveness, like I don't think I have charisma. Do I? I had relationships in high school and like mostly high school, but not after that. Like I am a real girl who needs someone who is a more active person in the relationship and tends to be like comes towards me and like, hey sweetie, how's your day been? Hey girl, how's your day been? And also randomly gives me like, for example, a kiss on the cheeks. People don't. But I do get a lot of stares, so it's about like 50-50, so I don't have a lot, but I do have some. People say I'm quite funny, actually, and crazy when they know me. But as I said earlier, I'm like more of a social introvert, so if I know you, I'll be open up more and like get comfy with you and like tend to tell you more than when I just met you on the street and be like, hi, what is your name? I talk with people who wants to talk a lot, but I have also a bad interruption of like social situations, so no. Temporary frozen. No. I know. No, I've never wished. There's something, like, for example, something stupid happens with me that, like, puts me in a lot of, like, how do you call it? How do you call that? If something stupid would happen when we, like, if something stupid would happen that would put me in the spotlight and be like, haha, at least you're stupid, you're ugly, fat. Now, I even would be like, wish that the temporary frozen if people stare at me because I'm like a transgender girl, like I'm still male looking, you know, a woman with a beard. Because I'm wearing a bra, like wearing female clothes with a bra. That looks like I'm having tit. No, I never wish that I'd be temporarily frozen. Would I want to? No. I still don't want to, like. I think at that moment, if you want to wish it, I think it's already too late. So, no. Very interesting. And that's why. Did it? Did it? No, I didn't realize that. Actually, no. I've played a lot of horror games, so yeah, I have to do better to make me uncomfortable. I played a lot of Professor Layton when I was a kid, but still my mother needs help from time to time. And if I really can't find the puzzle, or solve the puzzle, then I usually get to Google, like, for example, the latest Layton game, Professor Catriella, you know, the billionaire secret. Puzzle number 161, explanation. I do tend to read if I can solve a puzzle what the explanation is and why. So that I understand, be like, oh, you know. I do. So, I can do it, but I'm not the best at it. Do I consider myself good? Yes, I consider myself good. Now you say it like that, yes. I've been entirely honest with this answer thus far. No. No, I'm not afraid of them, and no, I was not aware. No. I don't know why this question take a strange turn to the horror side, and, captivated. Which isn't mean you're a leader, like, I had a long internship day, so give me a rest. Geboeid. No, I'm actually... Oh, interested. Are people interested in you? Not that much, actually. If I would go on date, for example... Yeah, on date it's like different. You have to like, but I don't consider myself interested. Or do I think people are captivated in me? Ah, the sneeze. Wait. I took a sip of water. I think my throat hurts from. Oh no. My throat hurts from singing in the morning. Like, people are generally sometimes, if they want, interested in me, but they will not be like... If I was sitting like the backside of the room, if I was sitting in the backside of the class, no one would come up to me and be like, hey, how are you, what's your name, you know? That's what I think with like my internship. I like need to help teachers from time to time. And I said I could do programming. I was just sitting back in my position with like a little group. And they were just like, okay, we're sitting fine. The rest is like splitting up. And no one came to me. I walked around and looked if teachers needed help first day. No one. Of course, like through the day, one teacher came to sit next to me and further on that day, like last week too. But I think I think I scared them off. No, I don't think I'm not that interested, but people who want to know stuff about me, they will. They will like, hey, Elise, how are you? Or, hey, girl, how are you doing? What's your name? No, I don't think I'm that interested enough. Very interesting. Not a joke. Would you consider yourself to be brave? Ooh, no. I won't consider myself. I would like help move stuff, but I still can remember on the day, like when I was a kid, I was around 7. We went with my parents on like a holiday trip to like Austria, and we went on a mountain there, and I was so afraid there. I can remember that still to this day. When we were on the top of the mountain, I can still remember that I was so afraid that something happened that would make me tip over and fall from the mountain downwards. I was so afraid of that. But you can call it brave that I kept like going with the family and walked on the mountain, or at least at the playground, be there. I have back then I had height. I was afraid of heights. I'm not anymore. But I'm not brave. I hate, yeah, I don't like for example theme parks. I hate attractions. For example, like something like the Python of the Efteling or the Baron. I want to go in that. I want to dare. So if you consider that brave, I don't. Let's say some things I would challenge to do. Like if you guys, for example, I want to go into attractions, but also I want to walk across like a 10-foot rope, you know, on 200 meters high above the ground, you know, I wouldn't do that. But I wouldn't like mind going, for example, in height. I wouldn't go like climbing a tower to like the 30th floor and have like a view from the city. It is high, but I wouldn't mind that. So on some parts I'm not entirely brave, but I don't back down from some stuff. But is this considered 100% brave? Partially brave. I consider myself partially brave. But I'm an above average intelligence. And then... Now, like... I'm very creative. And I've noticed that in my personality. I can... what I usually do, I think a lot through situations or problems and can come up with solutions that people be like... That's because I'm creative and I don't back down from problems that I can't solve. I usually look through them and be like, for example, that's why I'm so good at programming. I know how to Google and I know how to make the problem. For example, if I make a login form and I fill in the form and I click on login and I get an error back, password field is empty. Well, my password field was full. I know that I have to look, okay, my password field says empty, so I have to look in the code. Where my password field gets filled and sent to the database so that it gets checked for your account, you know? I know that I have to look there. Because I can, my creativeness let me do that, does that. Like my creativeness let me think straight. Does that make me an above average intelligence? No, because I'm skilled on IT. Because I studied IT. I do know the ins and outs of content creation and coaching and teaching because I love coaching and teaching. I have an interest in people. Maybe I'm more than a... Maybe I have an above average intelligence, but I'm not using it. For example, if you want to give me a good example, if you were to come up to me and be like, showed me 20 car trademarks or car size of a car, you know, that for example the logo of BMW or the logo of Mercedes, I maybe can name a few, but I can name all 20 probably. That depends. I think I have an above average intelligence, but I'm not using it fully. You know, that I'm not tending to prepare. I use my average intelligence to the best perform. If you know what I mean. Some people have like high IQs, but don't often use it that much, or are stuck in work that not use that high IQ. Like some people, for example, that's why I do tend to like capitalism more than communism, if you know, because capitalism drives persons to invent more stuff and use their full brain capacity, so that you always get new products, instead of communism where you can like, oh, I don't do and I get the same amount paid as that person. So I might have an above average intelligence, but I'm not using it. So I had like an IQ of 104. I've done an IQ test once, but that's also already 7 years ago, so, or 4 years ago. It's 6. So I do think I might have, but it is either very small above average or I'm not using it 100%. No. No. Do I have been looking into the message questions? No. Do I wonder what I've missed? No. Have you ever begun to wonder how long this test will take or how many questions exist in this session? Nope. I don't care. Will you consider yourself to be a patient? Absolutely not. I maybe have ADHD, but I can't remember goddamn well that I've been sitting on the couch, for example, by my mother, and if I were watching TV, I'd be distracted by like within a minute. If I would download something, I can wait to download, but that's natural. But if you would like, I can sit still. I can, yeah. So if I would like be at the doctor, I would like take with my hands on my knee. I would look around. That's for example also always in a bus station, or I wait in a bus station or a train station. I always walk around because I can't wait patiently. I can stand still on the platform and wait patiently till the train comes. I can only do that for like 2 or 3 minutes. It doesn't help that you usually sing at the train station, not the bus stop, but also at the bus stop I'm usually walk around from time to time because I'm not patient enough. So, no, I don't consider myself a patient person. The most humans annoy me. No, only the hypocrite. Only hypocritic persons annoys me. So I can't stand, and that's like a trait of me, I can't stand people who are like, say, for example, Elise, you can't promote your YouTube in here, and you know what you do next? You know what they do next? Promote their own YouTube. Like, if you're well known in the Diva Modding community, you probably heard of Huser's mod against Project Diva Modding community too. I was talking about, like, with friends in Huser's mod community public about someone's website in Project Diva Modding community too. You know what he did? We were talking about the flaws in a website. Since I'm, a software developer and UI design, you know what he did? This is visible in his repos. He fixed the errors without saying to anyone anything. Forwardly called my friends out in PDM2s. So, he called my friends out to say stuff to his face because they're a little bitch. And you know what he does 5 messages later? Calls my name stupid. I'm even not mad about the name stupid. No one in that server was like, hey, no, you're doing the same thing you just said others don't do. No one. He literally does the thing he calls out to my friends who don't do, and does it for himself. I hate that so much. I can't stand that. Not most humans annoy me, but only those still do, who are hypocritic. Luckily not a lot of people are. Don't know. Do you prefer animals to people? Actually not. I've realized that in dating, I want someone who I can talk to, and I've, like I said earlier, I miss talking to someone. Just like, how's your day been? How did that went? What's your plan for tomorrow? For example, how late do you want to go up together? For example, I want to sleep it together with someone and then wake up in the morning like 7 and be like, oh, I have to go, I can lay down still a bit and you can go. That I wake up and have to be quiet, I just miss talking to someone. I don't have to be like in a, maybe you need to be in a relationship. I just miss that. So I don't actually prefer animals to people. I want, like, just a partner, but if I would, for example, consider only animals in this planet or people, I still think I would consider people over animals. So, no. Do you believe in magic? If I would hear some people, my coding skills would be like, at least what you're doing is magic. Do I believe in magic? Yeah, what do you consider magic? Like, I consider, for example, it lucky if a train gets 5-minute delay, which makes me, be able to catch the train. I don't think I believe in magic because I don't believe there is magic. Because every magician has like a fake, like secrets they don't tell. So there always is like a way how they do a fake. They don't tell you, so that it looks like magic. So it's amazing how they do it, but there's always a trick, a how, and that how never gets told. Which makes it look like magic. So no, I don't believe in magic. Always, like I said earlier, everything happens with a reason, and I still believe that. No, I don't believe in God. I've been on a Christian kindergarten school, but I still find it, you can call it stupid, but I'm not getting too religious, but some people spend their whole entire life to Christianity, only to get sent, believe to send, if they do something bad, to get sent to like hell, the most worst place, as someone who just like lives their life as they want, free of Christianity, can, like, in the last 5 seconds of dying, can pray to God and like, I'll devote my life to you, and get sent to heaven, For example, I know a friend who's a Christian but stepped out with his family, and just accept that their family thinks he is going to hell, because he abandoned Christianity. Well, he maybe goes to heaven. Well, his family maybe goes to hell, It's like, and that's what I think a lot of religious things or for any form of higher power have. They're all religious, and they never have been proven. And I think also it causes like a lot of issues on this planet, all religious things. And I got a lot of hate probably for this in this planet. But just think about a world where there are no religions, people don't tell each other what to believe in, Just imagine a world like that. Imagine. And don't tell me that some problems are solved by removing all religions from the world. I don't say all, but some. And that's why I don't want to go too religious, because I know I'll get a lot of hate on this video probably, but no, I don't believe in a god, and I don't believe in any existence of higher power. Do I fear death? I think if I get old and the time comes, I don't anymore, but I've recently had periods where I was like, how does it feel? Like, you know, we live on this planet, we celebrate technically we celebrate each year we get closer to death. And yeah, for some, you know, it goes in a horrible way, like getting shot at or stabbed 20 times, or you know, their limbs get blown up. You know what I mean? Some die peacefully, and we know all have to die peacefully, but it's just like, someday you just close your eyes to never open them again. And what happens after that? Do you get reincarnated? Do you get reborn? Do you remember your past life? I don't, like, that's all questions that bother me. We're like, does it make me fear that? No. It happens, like, it is a thing you can fear, but it happens eventually. Like, sometime you die, and then that is inevitable. So, I don't fear that. Are you attracted currently in someone in a relationship with? Well, I have to believe my friends that, and all of my friends think, most of my friends think I'm like in a relationship with Miku, even if she's an hologram, so, or are married to her, because of how much a Miku fan and Miku simp I am. But do I have a crush on someone that I'm not in a relationship with? Actually, I don't think I am. I had crushes on people in the past, which causes me. I've thought about it in my at least gender stories videos if you want to see them, like my DeFi videos. I do had an when I just moved on myself, I got attracted to someone, or I got a crush on someone. I will not name the person because of you know, privacy's sake. I got a crush on someone, and my friends know who I'm talking about. And she caused me also, like, you know, I got attracted to her, got a crush on her. And she also caused me to, like, ignore my transgender thoughts, which I then unconsciously did. So, but currently not. But if I had to believe my friends, then I'll be currently in a relationship with Miku, so... No. Yeah, I did... I knew this was coming. Yeah, I don't have a crush on someone because I'm... Like I said earlier, I'm doubting my own sexuality. I highly believe that I'm lesbian, so that I'm attracted to girls. But I still can't stand... I have thoughts, and they're merely thoughts at the moment, so like... I wonder what it is like to have, you know, sex with a boy. I wonder how it would feel like. Or how it is. So... And that makes me doubt if I'm bi or lesbian. And that also makes me being not in a relationship or attracted to someone, because I'm doubting like my own sexuality. And I do have Tinder on my phone momentarily, and I've used Tinder. But I'm swapping on Tinder, but like, am I truly a bi person or am I not lesbian? I say that maybe I'm lesbian because I made my mom do, but... So I answered that question with 100% honestly. There's no one in my room, so I'm considered to be alone. Do I consider Hatsu with me? Do I consider you, Pet Dragon? You say no? Okay, I'm alone. Are there any monsters on my bed? I need to know if I'm alone in this room, monsters. If there are any monsters under my bed. Because I know that I haven't cleaned there in ages because I can't reach that place. My bed is like really close to the ground. So, if you like... You give me a sound that you're there. Nothing. Yeah, I'm okay, I'm 100% sure. If I told you with utmost certainty there's something watching you, would you believe me? Well, I'm recording a YouTube video, so I will believe you. I believe that some people are watching me. No, I've not wondered who you are. Have you had shivers at any point during the session? No. Do you feel like you're being watched? Nah, I'm not being watched, no. Have you considered quitting this session early? No. Do you drink water every day? Do I drink it every day? I have a water bottle, which I just took a sip from. I don't drink a lot of water, actually. I usually drink only coffee or water, now that I think of it. What I usually drink on a day is like, if I would spend a day at home, you know, work from home, for example, I would drink 2 cups of coffee. One at breakfast and one at like lunch. And I would drink a glass of soda, you know, something soda related in the evening by dinner. I usually drink water between. But yeah, I tend to drink on internship usually a lot of coffee, but also like in the afternoon I usually take a cup of water because I don't want to be like sitting, you know, real hyped of the caffeine here. So, but do I drink it every day? I try to drink it every day. Some days I will fail, but I almost drink it every day. Do you at least once per day every day? Yes, I'm sorry for that. Do you realize there's a high probability that you missed a plethora of hidden messages thus far? Yes, I do. Are you wondering what they are? No. Would it bother you to never know without finding them yourself? Nah, I mean, if you put in the messages in here and I want to find them, then I probably have done something wrong, so... that's for me that I missed something. I maybe would look back at the recording and be like, did I miss something as this? But I want to go look for them. Oh no. Is your favorite number 7? Nope. My favorite number is actually number 4. I should make it number 39 for Miku. And I would be making my life too much Miku. Now my favorite number is always, has been for a really long time, number 4. I don't know why. I chose it as a kid, number 4. But life is short, but it's the longest thing we'll ever do. Ew. Yeah, he has a point. You can't agree, the longest thing in life you do is living. The moment you are born, you actually start living. You cry that you've been born as a baby, but eventually you stop crying. Of course you learn to breathe. I don't know to think about it. You breathe when you're like, you breathe as like a fetus when you're carried by your mother. For example, if I would carry a child, huh? With the fetus in my, what's a baarmoeder called in, wait. If I would be, like for example, huh? Make the scenario. If I would like get pregnant, and I would like get highly pregnant, does the child, the fetus, still breathe in my uterus? Which is then English for baarmoeder. You know, while I'm walking around, you know, fat, pregnant, I'm not questioning. Do babies do that? Because if if fetuses do breathe, you technically, no, but you can start breathing from the moment you live. No, that's also not true. Wait, I want to know now. Actually, is a fetus breathing in the uterus? Oh, you don't breathe while... Babies don't breathe in the womb, but we understand breathing instead. Babies rely on their parents' breathing to receive oxygen in developing organs. The 9 months of growing inside a pregnant person's body, a baby undergoes a complicated physical transitions as they exit the womb, research shows. This transition is one of the most Oh. So if I would carry a child, they will still rely on my breathing instead of their own? In my uterus? Not that I have a uterus since I'm a transgender girl with possible. But for the scenario's sake, you know, if I would get pregnant, I would carry a child and we know walk heavily pregnant, and they will still won't breathe on their own, they will rely on my breathing. But I remember something, even if they do breed in the uterus. For example, if I would carry a child and the fetus will breed in my uterus on their own, they still wouldn't do it for the longest, because there can, like, existence occurs where you're, like, for example, you stop breathing, or you, like, something blocks your kill, you know, you're choking. That moment you actually stop breathing. So life is still the longest thing you do. He has a point. Even if you would get pregnant, like if I would get pregnant and carry a fetus, it will just stop. Like, the closest thing that will get to it is breathing. And since I said earlier, and we saw earlier, if you would get pregnant, your fetus in your uterus wouldn't breathe on its own, but it will rely on your breathing, which in turn doesn't make it breathing. So I do agree. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. It is usually you're comparing pears to apples, is the sentence, but I do not agree. You can compare them, but it would not make sense. So they're both I think they're both fruit. Orange fruit. This is now in my Google search history. Is an orange a fruit? Yeah, orange is a fruit. Apples are fruit, so you can't. So I not agree, because there is a saying in the Netherlands: je vergelijkt appel met peren, of you compare pears to apples. If you mean with that, you're comparing something stupid. You do a stupid comparing. For example, you would compare a bicycle with a car. That's comparing pears to apples. You could do it, but as the saying says, you could compare oranges to apples, but that doesn't make any sense, so I'm not agree with you. Venus is sometimes referred to as the morning star. Did you know that? No? Was Venus not the planet of love? Everyone deserves a second chance. Yeah, I highly agree with that. Even the most, if a person, like, I do firmly agree that some persons are quite bad and maybe don't deserve a second chance. But if they are willing to show improvement and wanting to learn from their past mistakes, I do believe they deserve a second chance. You can do anything you put your mind to. I also highly believe that. I highly believe that you learn the best when you're having fun, repeat a lot, you do something you're interested in. So if you put something like you're interested in, you put something in your mind to, and you can do anything. I highly believe that, because usually why we do stuff because we don't want to. We don't want to do homework because it is not fun. I got, like, for example, today a side job and my internship, and I actually was like, I don't want to do it. So I was like postponing. But at the moment I set my mind to it, like, okay, what's the most thing I could think of? I walked to the person, was like, we can do this and this. I'm like, okay, what do you want from me? I was like, I need a tool list. I was like, okay, sure. And I said, should we, like, discuss this, like, next week, because it was like 3 PM, 4 PM. It was like, sure. As I said, the moment I put my mind to it, I was like done within 10-15 minutes. Only purely because the past hour before that, I was like, I don't want actually to do it. And I really probably showed it in, like, my conversation. But as long as you put your mind to it, you can do it. And I highly believe it. So I highly agree with it. Obedience is more important than freedom. I consider this obedience in following someone. So I don't think. Freedom is the most important. Underwater adventures sounds like a fun time. Don't you agree? No. If you want to know something funny, I can't swim. I technically walk swim, but I can't swim. I never got, like, a swimming degree as some kids get here in the Netherlands, and I can't swim. So I do not swim often, and if I do, I usually do it in pools where I can stand and still stay with head above water. I can't swim. I also hate slides in swimming pools, so an underwater adventure time doesn't sound fun to me. No, I didn't realize. Do I wish to be loved? This is such a dark question. Everyone deserves to be loved. Am I loved? I'm probably loved by people that are willing to show me I'm like neglecting them. All I really want at this moment is of course to pass my education, go on Twitch, make an OG song, you know, my original own song. But I also just want a partner who is willing to like accept my transgender side and is willing to like do this thing with me. Like even if it's in he or she, like doesn't matter. If I would date a boy or a girl, I would just want like be like the cheap, for example, is like, oh you can record a video. Should we go out for dinner in like an hour? I give you an hour. I'm like, sure. You know, and then I go recording video and then we go out for dinner, for example, and talk for like the rest of the evening. I would do that. I just want that. I want someone to talk to at this moment, and maybe from there start a relationship. So I wish to be. I probably am lost without knowing, but it feels sometimes like I deserve more than I'm probably deserve more than I'm getting, or feel like I'm getting. If you ever feel hated, ugh. Do I feel hated when people stare at me when I walk outside? I never feel hated. I thought that in that BTT6 video, my only one on this channel. I usually get stared off a lot, and I hate to say it, but facts show that it's usually people with like who come from the Middle East, with no Middle East background. I once went shopping in the H&M here in the city. I did so my best to look like a female. I shaved, you know, walked in female clothes, at the bras, I looked like 7 this, had, you know, my hair in a ponytail, no hair, everything. So I was walking around the department for female clothes there, got a few female clothes, walked around a bit more. I came to the register and I saw already like those people, you know, behind the register standing like this. And I put my things on the, I put my clothing that I wanted to buy on the register, and they scanned it. Was this all? And I said yes. Can I do anything for you, sir? I feel so offended. Even when I talk back, I get offended anymore. I don't know why, but I was like, if I say something now, it's probably me hate. So I just didn't say anything and left the store and never returned. I bought for my items, but I never have a feeling that I'm being hated. But some people maybe hate me without knowing me, but. People don't tend to not notice other people when they get hated, you know? We don't tend to let people know. There are probably people who hate, but I'm not feeling hate. I feel that as I said earlier, I feel that I want to be lost. As I said, but not hated. And do I have any addictions? I consider not. I do game a lot. I do say that I game a lot. But I don't consider it an addiction, you know why? If I have to do schoolwork, I do my schoolwork first, because I know highly I can do my schoolwork and postpone it to the last minute. But I know highly that if I finish my schoolwork, I can game afterwards and have more fun of it. But also, if I have to do groceries, for example, to clean the room here, I live on my own, or do laundry, I will do those things instead of be like, oh, I can do them later. I do from time to time if I have to take the laundry out of the laundry machine, you know. Like, okay, I'll think of it, and then a minute later I forgot it and do it like 2 hours later. But if I have to do something, I do it. I don't be like, oh, I'm now gaming, I will do it like 10 minutes later. Sometimes I do it, so. I don't consider myself any addictions further. Because I don't have a gacha addiction. I don't spend like insane amount of money on gacha stuff. I have played Jensen and stopped playing them quite a bit. But in Jensen I only really bought, I have bought crystals from like a few times, not all the times, like every month, for example, $100. I did every month, you know, the Moki Moon for $5. So I don't consider myself having any addictions. Do you dislike the color pink? Oh, you're trying to offend me now. I actually don't dislike the color pink. It's in really meaning I'm quite starting to love that color and maybe becoming my favorite. I don't know why. I have a tendency to use the color pink a lot. As you can see in my green shirt model, my mark is pink. Also on this body, my mark is pink now that I realize. So I don't hate it, and I still love it more by the minute. So no, I don't dislike the color pink. Does the color grey seem depressing? No, actually not. I see the color grey more as like an in-between. You have always heard people who think black and white. You have always heard people think either yes or no. Or like in like, yeah, in the Netherlands we call it like in hokjes. Like, you know when they sit in an office, it's like block by block by block. You know, in their little cubes. You have people who think like that. I do tend to look further than black or white. I don't like go after like, you know, like exercise too and be like, okay, nothing works, we stop. Which is maybe a thing because I tend to spend a lot of time. But I don't see the color grey as depressing. I would see more the color black, I think, is depressing. I don't see a color as depressing actually, I don't think about it. Because black is not a color. You can have that debate. But I see grey more as like, oh, you tend to think outside the box. So, no. You enjoy loud music. If you consider loud music as hardstyle, you know, I don't like hardstyle. I don't mind all the music, but I don't like hardstyle. If you consider that loud music. However, if you consider putting your music like up to 100, then also no. I don't consider loud music. No, not. I consider music that I can listen to like on 10 without blasting my ears out and becoming deaf. I do tend on my phone to put it like a level below. Like my phone has a threshold level, and if I do it below further than that, you get like hearing damage, as they call it, or ear damage. I do keep a level below that for Spotify, and even 2 levels for music, separate music files I have on my phone. So I don't really enjoy loud music, but I really hate, like, I want to enjoy hardstyle or that sort of stuff, you know. But I also want to like put my music on like 100 next to a beat box, next to a music box, you know. So I played a lot of Just Dance on my channel and actually like to do that. It's like exercise for me, but people also like to do it. It's fun. I have done a lot of cosplay streams and I always tend to dance in those cosplay streams. I like to do it, but I'm not doing it a lot more. I like to do dance from time to time actually. Or play Just Dance if I could still. I don't have the equipment anymore, the pace to do it, or I'm too busy to dance. I try to sing it more and more, even if I go like early to the train station just to sing. But dancing, no. But I do like to dance. Would you consider yourself normal? Absolutely not. I consider myself a freak, stupid. No. What do I mean by normal? I'm gonna consider myself normal as someone who works from 9 to 5, you know. Or mostly thinks normal. What do I mean by think normal? You think the grass is green. But I would be like, oh no, grass is purple. And be like looking at me like, Elise, are you crazy? And be like, yes, I'm crazy. Did you notice it earlier? I tend to be like more happy person, do things outside of the box. So I'm not thinking normal. And I consider myself that as normal. I don't like, because nowadays you can't really call someone normal anymore because that guy is gay, the girl is lesbian. You have a man there who's walking as a transgender girl. You have a woman who there is walking as a transgender woman. Everyone is something or has something, a label. So there is no, yeah, of course there are some people who don't have that and are normal, but it's not like normal is not here anymore in 2022. On thinking level, I'm also not normal. So, and since I'm a transgender girl, I'm also like, yeah, not normal anymore, so. I do love my parents. I do love my father more than my mother, but my mother always, like, had fights with my little brother. And it's always about the same thing, about the same way, and I also ended like she's throwing the chair across the room. And my little brother's like, she always had a fight with like a sibling or like a twins. So the other one was like, oh no, at least don't bother with her. They need to talk it out. They talked it out and the fight stopped, but I was like so mad about it because you're making a mess about nothing, and like a week, like the next day you're doing it again on the same goddamn reason. I love my father more than my mother, but I do love them both. Have you ever been lied to? Probably a lot. Do you get angry often? Actually not. I do have games where I get angry from like cut up, but I do not get angry often. You hold grudges. Do I regret or grudge something? I do hold a grudge. But I'm not gonna say it against what. I have one grudge. I don't have a lot of secrets, but the one secret I do have is a grudge. It's a bit of a grudge actually. So yes, I have one grudge. I've kissed on a lot of people. Have you ever done something that you knew you shouldn't have done, but actually still did anyway? Yeah, I knew I've done stuff that would cause me in trouble. And I knew that it would cause me trouble, but I've still done it. Like we had like a store here in the Kruidvat who sells candies, you know, candy bags. And as kids, we from time to time like went in and just eat one candy out of the candy machine, out of those bags without paying. You would get goddamn knew that you would get caught one day, and we still kept doing it. So this is a thing you probably shouldn't have done. So I'm revealing a lot of stuff here. God damn it. If you ever lied, I actually lied. My mother, if you watch this and made it this far, she knew, but I think she knew. But back, I went once to like, we had like Piazza Center when I lived with the president, like a shopping mall, and they had like an Albert Heijn there, and those were like I also had like a place where you could stand for like football pictures, which you could collect. I went once there, and my mother found out, and I was like eating a little candy piece we called drop. And on the drop was standing the words, was something standing with so. And at that moment there, that was I considered myself the most like funniest lie. I considered myself that I had a friend so gave to me in school. Was she like, sure? I was like, yeah. So I lied. I lied plenty of times. Sometimes I lie because it's better for the person to know, not know the truth. Sometimes it's better to lie than telling the truth. I tend to tell the truth more often, but sometimes it's better to lie. Have you ever cheated on a test? Not that I can remember of. But I know a funny story actually. We had like a test at my MBO school, which is like degree 4, if you want to call degrees. Yeah, we have a weird school in the Netherlands. We had to take a test to see if we could like on our final internship. Go on our final internship, which also was like a graduation period. Everyone in the class had to take a mini test to see if they could do the software methods right, you know. But I never got the test. And I walked up to my teacher. I was like, "Couldn't I get the test? You know, be honest with it." And it's like, "You think you can do it? Yes. Okay, you passed." I was standing there. Okay. I consider myself cheating because I could fail horribly and still, you know, get a low degree. I consider myself cheating. That is like. Because I didn't have to take like the same test other people did. You know, like mostly practice delivery of software, mostly. But I didn't. So I consider self cheating as like a mini test. But I never like on a test looked over to someone's paper and cheated because I highly. And I still believe that you can cheat on a test, but that doesn't affect anything. Yeah, you can maybe in higher grade, but the teachers don't do anything with it. They maybe tell you you cheated, but you only have yourself with it. Yeah, you have higher grade, but your parents accept you. Eventually, if you only cheat, you get higher grades. You will get sent to a school which because they think you're smarter than your average boy, and you feel horribly. So. Damn, it's 1 hour and 50 minutes already. I have to go. So yeah, I consider myself cheating on one test. You won't cheat this test. Oh. You think flowers are more beautiful than trees? I do. Flowers can have more color. Like I said, I want a lot of colors. Have you ever wanted to be an animal instead of a person? No. Actually not. Do you believe you have psychic powers? If you consider this mark psychic powers, then there's a mark on my chest. If you consider that psychic powers, then yes. But otherwise, if you do real life, then no. I don't have psychic powers, and I didn't goddamn know it. Have you ever seen a ghost? No. Do you dream often? Actually not. I don't dream a lot. And usually when I do get the craziest dreams. I get like weird dreams to be like. I do once kept a dream journal because I had like a crush on someone. It was like actually my school coach. And that can happen. That's not allowed. And when she left after year 1, I was like, okay, I don't have to tell anything. I'm done with it. But she started to appear in my dreams. And eventually I confessed it because I think, after 3 dreams, I thought she was the reason. That was the reason because I never told my love feelings to her. But the dreams kept appearing, so I kept a dream journal. And I kept it in such detail that my, Zork, or like other coaches were like, hey Lies, damn! This is very detailed dreamy. And probably if I kept that on, I could have started lucid dreaming. Because the dream, if I saw her, that was the most craziest dream for just like, I actually, in one of those dreams, I actually noticed that I was dreaming. But when I noticed that, I woke up. Because I saw my mother and my stepdad do something weird on like the balcony of our house. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm dreaming. And I woke up. Not to mention that I was like at a soccer field near our apartment and I walked in from there. So, I don't dream often, but I do dream from time to time and those are crazy. No, I don't. I had nightmares as a kid. I had nightmares as a kid. I don't think I told a lot, but I had nightmares as a kid that usually got grabbed by monsters. And that I got, like, to either eat me or they, they captured me and then, like, did weird things to me. But some of these dreams, that's a funny thing, some of these dreams slept into each other. Or nightmares slept into each other. So one captured me and the next one I got eaten by the monster or got killed. Or I even have from time to time that a dream felt so real, it should be like alive, that I saw like marks on behind it, for example, mark behind a closet or a mark behind a curtain. I was like, this is a monster. And I walked up to the mark and was like, and the monster popped and was like, hey, Elise. So I then was scared, but once I became 10 years old or 11, they stopped. And they completely stopped. I still remember the last one. I was skating outside and become nightlight, but I felt and I couldn't stand up anymore. So the world became slowly night, and then a monster came and captured me and then brought me somewhere and eat me. I was like, that was the last nightmare I ever had in short terms, which I still can remember. So I don't have them anymore, but I do have them a lot of as a kid. Also, no, I don't suffer from like panic attacks or anxiety. That's from like what do they think of my exercise, Or I suffer from depression. I might but not realize it because I want someone to talk to, so I might feel lonely. If I had to officially, prove it, then no. But I sometimes feel that I suffer from a depression without knowing it. So I'm gonna say yes. I walk a lot. I could take, for example, the bike to the grocery store and be home and forward in like 20 minutes, but I walk, which adds another 20 minutes, which usually takes me an hour to do groceries. Because I don't mind the walking. And in the summer especially, it's like nice because you get some warm weather, some fresh air. I tend to walk more than taking the bike I tend to walk or take the bike than, I don't have a car license, so a driver's license, so I can drive. But if I have to get public transport, then okay. But I don't mind like walking around or something, walking the block, walking in a different direction and walking like for an extra 5 minutes long. So I do. I don't exercise often. I walk a lot, which makes me stay active, which makes me stay healthy. So I say yes. A subject food that I despise. I hated sprouts as a kid. That's called I hated sprouts as a lot. Do I still despise them? I was like, I hated them as a kid because I didn't like them. Wait, is there still, are there also Brussels sprouts? Are they called Brussels sprouts? Yeah, these things. As a kid, here, they called Brussels sprouts apparently. These things, I despised it as a kid to eat. I hated the taste of them. But I eventually eat them because you never could get dessert if you didn't normally, you know. But Brussels sprouts. I despised the food, but I don't think I despise it now anymore because I live on my own, so I can decide what I eat. And I usually cook on like Sunday, which gives me... It's so hard to cook for one person. You usually get food for 2 to 3 days, which basically gives me food for like Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And I usually eat them by my parents on Friday. And which makes me the other days leave in. I usually do like fries in the weekend on Monday, and then some pizza on Wednesday. So I don't just buy any food anymore. Would you consider yourself emotionally wounded? I had issues. Like I had stuff that I still think about that left a scar on me mentally. But those are moments you learn from and become stronger. I leave it as like my brother. I say only my older brother got arrested. Let's say it like this. Police, we had like an forced entry by the police for my older brother. I was moved to since he was a few months out of the house. I was moved to his room, and you know, the police still thinking he was in the room while I was sleeping. I was thinking I was likely to wake up. But I like heard afterwards when we had like all to sit in the living room and take like check each room, and they were like, you know, they bursted down the door, they broke the door and be like, you know, fuck it, you know, we don't like ring the bell and could talk it out easy, you know, they burst down the door. I heard afterwards that they were like in every other room, they were just like one police agent and one police officer just standing calmly, be like, you can sit on your bed with your like hands on your knees. But they came in with like 3 people in my room, like a riot shield, and was like, I had to get out of bed and sit on my knees facing backwards with my hands on my head, and was like, what did I do? That left such a scar in the weeks after, and that it was like, get a bit afraid to, you know, wake up each time. And I even, this was by accident here, but of course it leaves a scar sometimes from time to time, you know. You think, what have you done? But actually what left the scar here, I woke once up on Christmas Eve, 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago or last year. By the police because I accidentally left my door open, which neighbors thought someone was in the house. And I woke up and was like, police. I was like, I opened the door, I was like, what's wrong? And they were like, we were called because the door was open, and they could see at the look of my face, they were like, oh, this was supposed to happen, but nothing was missing, so they closed the door, and I couldn't sleep anymore, and for like 2 to 3 weeks until my roommate came back, I locked the door each night, just to make sure that no one get in, or no one get out, even if it was someone from the other side of the room. So I have scars. So I am wounded emotionally on some scars. But you learn from them and you get stronger. That's what I think. Have I ever felt betrayed? Actually not. I don't think I've ever felt betrayed. Sometimes I did. I sometimes feel lost in life. Now, I'm not a leader. I'm actually not a natural leader. I'm introverted and I tend to back down more. If I do, if people be like, who wants to like do this exercise, I am like, okay, I'll do it. But I won't come be like, oh, I. So I consider myself not a natural leader. I'm introverted. I tend to back down. I do excel in social positions, but not as natural leader. If you could have put in a destroy the world, would you press it? Ooh, do I want to destroy the world? No. I don't think it's worth. I do think the world is in today's shape is like maybe in a bad shape, but no, I want to destroy the world by pushing the button. I don't sometimes being a hero. I've written stories about me being like a protagonist and the main character. If you look at my Luca missing story, my fanfiction story. But that's not being a hero, that's just a search in Miku towards Luca, our best friend. No, I never dream of being actually a hero. I do I'm an introvert, so I do tend to like be like social situation in my head and be like, oh, I'm the big girl who talks up and talks a lot. But when fights happened in my house, I just stood between them. I still can remember one day when a fight broke down between my stepdad and mother and my oldest brother. I jumped in between because I didn't want that they punched each other, and I jumped in between them, and I saw something in the face of my older brother break. Some blinked twice and be like, he punched the door afterwards. I saw something break in his face, and I knew something I was doing was the right thing. I also most recently a fight broke down between my brother and like the new friends of my mother, and he pushed me away, and it did hurt a bit, but I was like, I was used to it. And he was like, he came after the fight, came to me and was like, thanks for standing between us, Elise. I was like, oh, there's nothing. And I didn't want to push you, and like, I don't know. I was like, I didn't want to hurt the friends of our mother. I was like, I got them know that you wouldn't. Because you know why I wouldn't. I know, because they walked back to each other, angry. Because I wouldn't want to hurt it. I said to him, if he wanted to hurt him, he had an opportunity to grab a knife for the knife block without someone stopping him, and you could stab him. He legit could do that without anyone stopping him. And same goes for the friends of my mother. So that tells me that you won't want to hurt each other and you're just mad at each other. I've done that without thinking, but I'm not dreaming of being a hero, so no. Yes, I've been bullied a lot on kindergarten and middle school. No, not... I've been bullied in middle school. No, I've been bullied a lot, especially in kindergarten. Since we were the big family, so we had each other at least to play with. But on high school, I've been bullied actually quite a lot. And I still, like, I would like, if I see someone bullying, I'm like, I feel so sad, but maybe it's shaped the girl as I am today. But I have actually been bullied for the most stupid reasons. I was, the biggest class. I have, my mother has an 8th grade picture of me from kindergarten, when I was 12. And you can clearly see in the picture me standing and the class. I was just standing on my own. That's how much I've been bullied. So I've been bullied, yes. Have you ever bullied someone else? Actually, I didn't. No. I didn't bully someone. Like, I've been bullied, like really hurting. But of course I have been like friendly bullying, like teasing. I don't consider it actually bullying, so no. I tend to daydream a lot, so yes. I consider myself a dreamer. Even if I don't dream like at night a lot, I do consider myself to be a daydreamer. Unintentionally. Actually, yes. And you know why? I notice a lot that I'm not good at knowing what another person wants to expect as a social reaction. And sometimes I say the wrong thing and hurt someone. I can see in their face that like it's not the reaction they expect and get sad. So I know it hurts deep down inside, but literally online it happens less. But technically I think I know that. So I intentionally sometimes do hurt others. Do I find space fascinating? Actually not, because I couldn't care less what is in space, If I would an alien race would come and would wipe us out, I would, would be like, okay, that's, but I don't find space fascinating. Yeah, I would consider myself an artist. I'm a content creator, and I think that's also an art form. Of course, I'm also a cover artist. I made covers because I've tried to draw stuff and make emotes on my own, and some are like hilarious to look at and be like, Elise, what did you make? So yeah, I am an artist. I'm not a good one, but I am one. I myself am a good friend. I will listen to people who like want to talk. I'm like a listener here, and I will be a good friend. I'm not always be there for people, but if I can, I will be. I even sometimes put their needs above my own. So, like for example, I needed something from an old friend, which I tend to like. I've made music with from time to time, And I needed a real emotion that I sometimes use, you know, to get certain more emotional, give my songs that I write more emotion. And we talked a bit from like, how has it been when you're busy with him? Like, he was like, it was also like, don't forget yourself, Elise. I was like, yeah, and I was like realizing like, I should treat myself more. So, and I also don't consider myself flawed. I am who I am. I can do what I want. I can learn a lot, but I have also like, if I can't do something, then I'll be honest. I can do it, but you ever fantasize of being a supervillain or performing a heinous crime? No. Did I? Did I, for example, dream about fantasize about killing anyone? No. You know, I can say it honest. And of course, I fantasize how my life would look if I was truly a girl with like uterus and everything, that I could fully get the girl experience. And then fantasize, you know, from like relationship to getting pregnant to like carrying a child to raising that as like two moms, you know, in a lesbian relationship, and that's also highly a part that made me trans and gave me trans girl thus lesbian relationship. I actually fantasize. That's also a part of the reason. Like a part of the reason why I eventually had transgender thoughts. I fantasize, like I earlier said, I fantasize myself a lot in relationships as a female. I also fantasize myself a lot about being an actual female, with uterus and, you know, and not with any female things. I fantasize a lot about how would my life look then. For example, if you know, if I would get to look like the body of my future character, how would my life look then? I sound completely girly, yeah? As a girl. No more male search, just, you know, more no male. No beard. Completely sound girly. You know, have my body of my VTuber character. How would my life look then? And for example, before I could get pregnant. And could carry a child. Because that's a thing. That's a thing a lot of people say. Yeah, I could get, you could get on hormones. You could have, you could grow, you know, breast. And eventually, you know, go into surgery and remove your male parts. But there's one thing you can do eventually. And maybe once I'm fully transitioned, it is possible. But I can't get pregnant and I can't get carrying child. So I never become fully a woman. And this is always a part that like also gets to me, you know. I fantasize like, how would life look if I could get it? And I gotta say that honestly. And being with like that thought and be like, how would my life look if I truly became a girl, you know? Get in a lesbian relationship, I will become the one that gets like pregnant, carries a child, and then give birth, and would like raise it together and get old and die, you know. I fantasize about that sort of stuff a lot. But not about crimes. But I fantasize stuff from like lesbian life, as you know it. I never told that to anyone, so. And I don't believe in perfection. I actually strongly believe that nothing is perfect. You know why? If something is perfect, it means it's finished. Everything can be upgraded and everything can be changed. So I don't believe in perfection. I don't believe in it. As I said earlier, I stole a candy from like the crowd thought, so yes. You ever kill someone in any circumstances? Depends on the circumstances. If I would have to kill someone to survive, probably my instincts will kick in and be like, okay, kill that person, you know, life or death. But those are the only one. And not any circumstances. If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? I don't think I will. Because they will. If I will tell someone, they will be like, "Oh, at least you have one day to live. Let's make this your best day." And I actually would rather like not knowing. Yeah, I would rather not knowing them. That's my last day, so they can live peacefully and, you know, give me the best life. Because I don't also like birthdays a lot. That people, you know, put everything out of the closet. You're like, "Hey, you're a year older." I'd be like, "Yeah, shut up. I just want to have calm ears." So I wouldn't tell anyone. My darkest secrets. I did to one person. I consider my let's say that on YouTube. No, I'm not gonna say that. I have one dark secret. And I consider my it's more a desire secret. And you probably know if I say this how it always goes, probably some of that thing. I started to 1. And that's my older sister. If you ever watch this, be like, oh. But I, like, my darkest secrets is mostly a desire secret, and probably you'd be like, oh, I don't know how it goes, and I will turn it with 1 person. So yes. Will I trust you? Probably. I don't know who you are. Well, I know who you are. Not behind me, liar. Probably not. No one behind me. Stop lying. Now, that's the oldest trick in the history book of horror. There's someone behind you, and then no one's behind you, you turn back around, jump scare. Of course not. It would be silly, now wouldn't it? Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? Now, as I said earlier, I don't give, like, I'm not empathetic a lot. Like, I don't give, like, I've got a lot of asked about, like, homeless people who like chains, but I don't have chains on pocket. Even if they would say pin, I wouldn't pin because they would like pin 20 bucks. The friend of my sister works at like the kiosk at the stations, and he told me stories about people who just like say yes to these people, come to their store, just buy a coffee and a sandwich for like $1, and then pin $20 extra, 20 bucks to give them to them, and with the coffee and the bread. I don't feel any empathetic for those, and I hate it. But I can now tell, usually it's the same person. And I, for one of the homeless people, I have a bit of empathetic. Because I understand this situation, because he has Tolberon. You know, that he yells and curses a lot without him being able to stop it. So I have empathetic for his situation, but then I simply don't have chains in pocket, so... For the rest I don't. I see guys on bicycles who are probably like with normal clothing. Like normal clothing, and be like, you wanna buy a bike? I'd be like, I don't have any money in pocket. Wanna buy a bike? I don't have any money in pocket, and walks away. Or he asked me for, like, I had once a guy who come to me who like wants to buy my bike, and I say I have any spare chains in pocket. Or spare chains in pocket for him. No money in pocket. I didn't have any money in pocket. On the chains. You know what he asked me next? Do you want this buy this bike? And I mean, like, I walked away. I was like, how do you expect me to buy that bike? So I can be empathetic in situations. Some situations, but not all. So yes. I heard from people that I can be quite romantic. When I confessed like my love to like my school coach, I actually did it like in a love letter. I worked it that with my older sister out, and that's when also like around, it was also around the time when I told that. And I told other people, and they were like, oh, actually, at least it's actually romantic. I can do be like romantic from like hugging in bed, you know, watching a movie, to like sitting at dinner, like eating the dinner, telling stories about ourselves from time to time. So I can consider myself romantic, but I'm probably not showing it enough. No, I'm not. I've never been in a physical fight. I've been standing in between a physical fight, or tried to withhold from a physical fight, but not ever been in one. I prone to headache or migraines. Now, but I do, after like a long day of internship, I do get to like tired a lot. I feel my head feels like a headache, but no. You look at the ground while you walk. Sometimes. I attracted to the opposite sex. Currently now, I'm more attracted to the same sex as I want to be, so no. Did you ever shave your head? Probably not. I'm not attracted to muscular bodies, I actually hate it, because those people will always pump everything into and like have a six-pack. But I've danced even when like 20 people are looking. So I've even also danced probably when no one is looking, so yes. I trust my best friends entirely, I do. No, I don't remember it extremely well, but I do remember some fake moments. Would you rob a bank if you could get away with it? Probably I will, because it gives you a lot of money. But I probably also the other side wouldn't, because if you do it once, you get away with it. You usually go on another ice, and eventually you go on a set of ice, which makes you make a mistake. You get caught. You can't lie to me, but that's the psychology of what usually happens to robbers. So no. Running from a killer. No, I don't dream about that. I also not dream of falling off a cliff. Are you gonna kill me and push me off a cliff? Do you ever dream about being naked in public? No. I never dreamed about it, but it happened once that I was on the bike towards the center here. At the start of the morning when I lived at like another part of the city. And I saw the police across the city when I was waiting at the traffic light. They arrested a man who was naked. I was like, yeah, well, night it was Monday morning, so I never dream about public and naked. I never watch any scary movie book because I don't have the patience to watch a movie or read. I do play a lot of horror games. So I did in the past. I still do. If you would show me an episode of Family Guy, I would still enjoy it. And no, I do not like to see in center of attention. I feel like something's always watching you. No. No, I never wonder what it'd been like to get to space. Out of body experience. No, no, I've never been like, oh, my body can do this. Have you ever punched an Have you ever punched a nun? No. I want to, but I mean, if I could, I want to. But no. Oh, now I'm gonna get hate. I like dogs better than cats. At my parents, I usually had a dog, and I was usually the one who let them out. And I usually sing. This was the period when I usually started singing when I was letting the dog out. Oh, let the dog out! Ooh, no, not that. You could say that I was like, oh, let the dog out! Ooh, but no, not that. This was a period I was like, I had that issue with that love interest in my school coach, and part of me thought I could like get over it by screaming, by starting to sing my feelings out loud, you know? Saying like, she's gone, you lost her. And that's why I started singing when I was leaving the dog out. I haven't done that for 7 years. Or like, I sing now for 7 years. If you consider that as the starting point. I don't still think I like cats better. Cats are, too, of course, require both attention, but I still think I like cats better. I prefer to read more than you watch movies. I think I prefer watching movies more. I think I'm a person, if you want to know, I learn better from doing. Watch something, reading or something watching, I will only do it when I get an error. And I still think watching is better because you get to see what's going wrong. I don't know. I wondered a bit, yes. Not get starstruck easily. Yeah, I hate it actually because I know I will be gone for a day and I have to like be social interactive. Some parties, some social gatherings I usually can't choose for myself, and of course I tend to force myself sometimes out of the house and be social active. But I hate it because you go home afterwards like 9 p.m. For example, if you meet at 12, you go home at 9 p.m. and you have like an empty introvert bed, and you have to like, I'm tired to go to bed at like 10 p.m. on a Saturday and like one day free, and you have to go to internship again. Now, what would be my favorite part? Because of course, as a kid, I still believe birthday parties are more a thing for parents to like talk to each other and get by and catch up. Of course, the kid getting presents and being there, there's like, oh, you know, fun, but go play out Timmy with the rest. So I never actually am a birthday person, and I eventually like to skip them because I like, of course, yay, I'm a year older, but I still believe they're like more a gathering for parents, catch up, than really a birthday for a kid. So no. Seriously, have you ever punched a nun? Like really? Just bam, gaat ie. Vibrate in the face and punch. No, I want to. If I could get to, I want to, but no. Is your oh god damn it, yeah, I left. I didn't say what the fuck, but it made me like question why did you ask it? Yeah, I do. If there is hell, do you think you're going to it? If there's hell in heaven, I'm probably going to hell. I've laughed at stuff, I've showed stuff to people which I probably shouldn't and made me up like in hell. You know, I get to like, I get like to the gates of heaven. They'd be like, oh, you Elise. And they catch up like a list, like Jesus fine going to hell, like scrolls all the way like through heaven, comes back at me like from the other side. Like, and I'm sent back down to heaven, to hell. And then be like, oh! So they'd be like, oh, it's you! Yeah, you're the new queen of hell. And be like, yes! Yeah, I do think. I do enjoy fantasy fiction game. I play like a lot of Red Alert and Command & Conquer games are strategy, but they're also fantasy. And also attempt to fantasy and lots, so I do like them. I like Genshin Impact, is a gacha game already, but it's a lot of also fantasy and fiction. So. What? Do you masturbate frequently? Watch me answer this honestly and until Andy answered honestly. I'm gonna say this on YouTube. I'm not gonna play this on YouTube. I'm a male. I'm gonna say yes because I want to be a woman, you know. But we all know that males tend to do more than they say it. So I'm just gonna be answer honestly. Yeah, I masturbate frequently. It happen, you know. It happens when you get desires. I could sense frequently as like at least 3 times a week. At least. A bit. My mouth is not dry. Does profanity make you uncomfortable? No. I believe in Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot. No, I think there's like tales of. No, I don't believe in them because they're probably like one guy saw like in a misty environment a shadow. It was like probably, you know, I saw a monster, and since it was at the Loch Ness Lake, not a Loch Ness monster, you know. So I don't believe him though. No, I'm actually good with money management because as a kid, I got an Xbox since I had to take medicine for epilepsy, and my mother bought me an Xbox for that. And I was always the one who like had to get Xbox Live and online to play online with other gamers. And I had to manage my money because I had to like take my pocket money that I got from my grandmother each 3 months and was like, okay, now I have to buy this, now I have to buy that. So I'm really good with money management since I tend to get a side job, but I never got one. So I had to tend, you know, like my little brothers got one, and they are way worse at money management than me, because they never got like, you know, they never was like in surgery as me. So I'm not poor in money management. This is one of these numbers that feel the resonation with the most in this very moment. 1, 7, 11, 30, 21, 19. I take 7. I feel like pink. No, pink. And closest to pink is purple. So resonates with you in the most very moment. I feel a bit plagued. Ontwikkeld. A little bit plagued. I get asked questions who are not your. You normally don't ask. Like you don't go like ask like go back to outside to a person else if they masturbate frequently. So I feel a bit plagued of like asking questions that you actually shouldn't, but the most inspiring moment. I feel a bit glorious. Intellect, because we're doing a test. Do you enjoy solving mathematical puzzles, Mo? No, I don't speak more than one language fluently. I even have trouble speaking Dutch. let alone English. You probably can hear me English, my Dutch accent. And I do also be like sometimes, how's that pronounced? I've forgotten that, so no. I do. I visited Germany. I visited Belgium. I visited Austria, as I said. So yes. I enjoy coffee a lot. I can live without it. Do you believe in demons? No. You believe in angels? That believes that that makes me imply believe in hell and heaven. That makes me imply Christianity, so no. Are you afraid of sharks? Oh, I never went swimming, so no. Beds over showers. Yes, I don't own a bed. We don't have a bed here, but I would rather, if I had to choose a bed or a shower, I would probably take a bed. Does the smell of perfume or cologne give you headaches? No. You shadow move in your room if you move. No. No. That's unfortunate. If you hear your name being called even when you know no one is calling that. Yeah, plenty of times. Do things in your home often go missing then reappear later? Not often. But I did like once recently when I like dropped my picture from my clothing closet. And in front of her like 3 of my nail polish bottles. 2 of them fell under my bed and I was like looking for them, but then they disappeared, but they never reappeared, so no. You ever hear some footsteps around you when you're alone? Well, I do hear random rocky noises around me, but I live like in a student apartment complex, so. Do I have to look at the same time on the clock every day? No. Have you ever felt your feet being grabbed at night while sleeping? This is very impromptu. No. Do you have any pets? At the moment, no, because I'm not allowed. Wait, I have a pet. Not soon. Huh? My pet ringen. 2 hours on recording? Damn. Is your favorite color green? No, it's yellow. But the slow starting will become pink. Are you attracted to a family member? No. No, I'm not attracted because I'm not in Alabama. If you won the lottery, would you share the money with anyone? I probably share it with the people who need it and are close and good friends of mine and family. Otherwise not. So yes, I would share it with anyone. You could be the dictator of your own country. Would you accept the role? Oh, I would try. I would accept it. Do you ever wonder what it's like to be in prison? I've wondered from time to time. No, I don't like fishing. I'm not patient enough to wait. So, also no, because I'm not patient enough. No, I don't like being outdoors. I don't like guns. I played a lot of Call of Duty, but no. Are you getting tired of answering questions? A bit. I have one kink. I'm not gonna tell. And it's always like, this is a kink that made me like, I'm gonna explain that to my partner later, but I'm not consider myself kinky. Eyes are the windows to the soul. You're gay. Yeah, often an eye stare says enough. Well, I say that stare into my soul. Accept my soul. I try to keep my promises. I try to keep my promises, but sometimes I fail. And I will honestly say that I failed. Do you ever completely trust someone who lied to you? No. Like, why would I trust someone who lied to me? I guess the same example that they wanted to lie to me, and I just realized this is just an head. You look his face. Are you an only child? Heck no, I'm coming from a family from 9 children, so no. I've never been drunk, so I don't know. I don't have any tattoos. I have never do drugs. I've never done drugs. I've never drunk. Drink a sip of alcohol. And I never done. Yeah, I've never done those steps. I do believe I have a soul. I didn't cry this week. Are you upset with someone right now? No. Is there someone that you're not be completely honest with daily? I might with some persons, but yeah, you have to unlock my did be conscious of my mind. I'm like already be like, I really know that I should start dating probably. I really know that I might have a loneliness depression, so if you answer this question, I should take my chance. You know, but answer the question about the time you spent answering the companion. The time you spent answering a companion answering them. I didn't know, huh? Yeah. But many different variables you never guessed. Do you understand? Yes. I'm wondering if the end of the test is coming soon based on the previous questions you answered. No. If I were to tell you that the entire process was planted here for you, especially you, to learn something about yourself and anyone else that bothers using this, just a byproduct of its intention, would you believe that? At this point, yes. Are you afraid of being abandoned? No, because I sometimes feel lonely because I want to talk to someone, I want to date, I want to be in a relationship. If my family would completely stop talking to me, not much would change, but at that point I will be like, okay, hello guys, you know. Even I think the most afraid is friends, that I will lose all my friends. I'm the most afraid of that. I'm not good at making friends. I'm not social. The social act. You know, I tend like to push myself to it. I have to push myself. If you would like put me in a room, I will not be socially active. So I have a bit of a afraid, but not max. No, I'm not afraid because either I die, for example, like get hit by a car, drown, or I could drown. I could like die in train. I could get a heart. For example, my heart would stop working at this moment, and you never will know, because this video will never get released. But then technically, I will die. I would have died alone. So, wow. If I will be unexpectedly murdered, happen one day it happens. I listen a lot of crime scene serial killers on podcasts on Spotify, so I know who lots of serial killers tend to work. So I'm not afraid of being like killed. If it happens, you'll be picked out. It happens. I'm not always on guard to fend off an attack. But since I like in transgender and wearing with like a short handbag, I always am afraid and on guard to check if that bag not gets stolen or nothing is missing. Because I always have like I'm afraid or I'm paranoid that my bag comes missing. Oh no. I feel like you know me yet. At this point I can't consider what's strange anymore, so. Information about you. When you have to skip questions, answer honestly or dishonestly, took loads of time to respond or answer quickly without reading or understanding properly, I've been able to tell. I'm calculating your results. I have answered them all honestly. I'm answering very carefully. I'm judging you. Based on what you've told me, this is what I can conclude. Well, aren't you just a bucket of sunshine? This cannot be just how misunderstood you are. In fact, you're so misunderstood you often don't even understand yourself. Sometimes you just do things. You just do stuff. Why? Because you do. You don't you just act. This is not a bad thing. As a matter of fact, it's such an amazing quirk that is so perfect to someone who might just be madly in love with you. Spontaneity is a gift that can bring a smile on a miserable face and a crying heart. Do not lose this gift. He has a point. I sometimes do stuff because I want to do it. Just because I am. Oh, that hits deep. It also means that you're not who you want to be in life. You're not happy as you lead on sometimes, and only those closest to you know that you really feel. Even then, do they even truly know, do they? Like, he has a point. I'm not happy with the gender I'm currently am. I want to be a girl. I want to look as feminine instead of look as my model. I want to have like, you know, have a vagina, have tits. So he has a point. I'm not want to be who I am. I'm not actually happy with it. Of course, I look at other girls and like see their boost pass and be like, mine. I don't get that yet. I have to wait 3 years. It's just YouTube, I know, but still. And there are even some parts that my closest friends don't know, as I said earlier, that I keep secret. But so correct. That's what I hate the most. Whatever you do not give up. Success and happiness for you is just around the corner. Not an enormous push on your part. It will take a lot of work, but you absolutely positively can make something happen. And now I have to push to make it to my education, get to accepted into medical treatment for hormones and such stuff. Just understand that if you stumble, it's not the end of the world. You're always one big breakthrough for something amazing. Keep at it for yourself and those around you. Your paradise and perfect life is a lot closer than you realize. It would be a shame to give up or stop pushing so hard when you're honestly so close. Secret word is power. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Power. Take the secret word with the side at the end of your session and leave it in the comment for us. We will select some of you based on your answers to be included in a future project we're currently working on. Don't be afraid. This is an opportunity for you to be part of history, and this is then for you to be part of something greater. Be sure to note your secret word in your comments. If you don't have reason for support of an composer, simply leave your secret word of your comments and we will not select your name. Appreciate any and all comments you leave and we'll read them truly. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I hope it of some help to you and they aren't yet. I'll make some very soon. Trust me on that. You know what I hate? This test is so accurate. I do things sometimes because I am me. I'm still doing content creation because I like it and I want to do it. I sing because I like it and I want to do it. Sometimes even if it doesn't, you know. Now, even if it doesn't make sense. Even if it sounds bad. I know I have to learn. And I know that I'm not happy with where I am currently in life because I'm failing at school. I've failed like quite some semesters now. Like half-year studies. I want to be a girl, not a boy. And I want to like get into hormone treatment. And I have to know I have to push through to get to there. It's gonna be a big push, but that's what I hate about it. It's so accurate. Then you can find the test hypothetical in the test finder revelation and the test chamber. If you enjoyed this installment, you can also find the Joni series, the exercise series, which encourages everyone to try. If you like the support for the titles or other games, you can find a link to all titles on the title screen in game in the section or other games. Thank you so much for your support, we appreciate you. I'm gonna rethink life. I'm gonna rethink life really. How a game so greatly can determine me. Just say who I am. Well, this is a long video, so I'm already gonna keep it short. If you don't know who I am, I'm known as Elite. As I said, I'm a transgender girl. And I stream from time to time. If you wanna know when I'm live, I have a Discord down below. In there I have a schedule channel. I'll post there every Sunday an announcement for what my schedule is upcoming week. If you don't use Discord, I have a Twitter and Instagram. You can also post it there. So, if you like to see the other two tests that are part of this series, leave a comment down below, subscribe. And, yeah, let me know if you want to do that. I know it's a long one, but I didn't actually know that the test would take this long. My answer screen will take a video recommended from my channel to you. That will be based on the right. Depends on what you watch, a lot can predict it. If you don't like it, I highly recommend going to my channel button in the middle, search for the Let's Play playlist. Playlist full of content I've done over the past few years. Could be in there something for you. I will leave on the left a game list playlist to my horror channel. If you want to see any Project Diva related gameplays, since I'm known as such a digit, search on my channel, you'll find a lot. Well, also plenty of shooters and other stuff. And I'm gonna rethink life choices a lot. And I want to say thanks for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye. Bye. の皆さんどうかつまりのところになればいばやい思いついたら歩いていて心のゴミ残さないように